Hi, would you like to travel to the United States for free without having to pay a cent, a dollar, all catered for? Your plane tickets, hotel accommodation, food, and on top of it, stipend. If you are ready for this, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned and catch you in the video. Okay, so there is this program I have used twice. They catered for my plane ticket, hotel accommodation. They gave me stipend, food, everything. Not just once, but twice. They flew me over from Ghana to US. I know you are itching to hear this particular program that caters for all these things. So this program is called Amazon Web Services All Builders Welcome Grant. It's a product from AWS. Okay, so the basic objective or the objective of this program is that they would want to take away financial barriers to people who cannot attend reInvent conference in Las Vegas. Every year they organize this conference which pulls around 60 to 70,000 people to this particular conference. So to take away the barrier so that you would find an excuse not to come to the reInvent conference, they instituted this particular program so that it can take away all the financial barriers to come into this conference. So to get access to this particular program, just go to Google and then you type AWS All Builders Welcome Grant. Okay, if you just type that, it's gonna show up, and then you click on apply. It gives you a set of questions to answer. We have done a live stream on how to answer these particular questions. I will link it up somewhere here or in the description box below so that you can be able to go through that video and then know how you can be able to answer the questions and then better your chances of getting approved. So what are some of the benefits that I've already mentioned them? You have hotel accommodation, you have airplane ticket, you have the conference pass. Conference pass is almost like $2,000, yeah. And then you have stipend where they will give you like $250. They will give you Uber voucher, and then they will, at the end of the program, you write AWS certificate. Now I must say that you don't have to be an expert in AWS, or you don't have to be a cloud engineer or anything related to cloud. But then if you find yourself in the tech space, or if you are not within the tech space but you have one or two tech abilities, you can be able to apply, since it is geared towards those who have less than 5 years in tech. Okay, so if you are less than 5 years in tech, you can be able to apply. And then if you are kind of cloud, you don't have anything to do with cloud, or you know very little about cloud, this program is designed for you, such that you can be able to come see whatever goes on at the conference and then you learn more about it. Now the next thing is that if you are selected, you will receive an email congratulating you on your approval. Now if you are not within the US and you don't have visa, what are some of the documents you will need to take along so that you can be able to pass or be granted visa? The first document you will need is the congratulatory email they will send you that you have been selected. Okay, you will need that letter, and then you will need an introductory letter from AWS. Now the difficult or the downside of this is that if you are applying for the invitation letter, it is the main event team that will issue you this particular letter. it is not the grant team. So there's the difference between the main event team and then the grant team. Okay, so this introductory letter comes from the main event team, where they are dealing with like 50,000 inquiries and others. So this letter kind of comes it delays a little. So I remember when I applied, it took me like a week, to get that particular letter. So if you don't have this letter before your interview date is up, you can just take the congratulatory letter or the email that they will send you. You just print it out and then you take it. By then you would have booked hotel, because when you are selected, okay, within 1 week they will send you links to book your flight, to book your hotel accommodation, to book. So by the time your interview will be up, you would have to print all these flights, the accommodation and everything. You have to print all of them out, add that to your documents, and then you take for visa interview. Now you would have to add your personal bank statement. They may not request, but I suggest you take that one too. And then you take introductory letter from your organization, add that one too, because they may need to know whether you are working or which company you work. So you will need to get that introductory letter as well. Now I must point out that when you are selected, okay, initially it is email communication. They will send you email for the congratulatory letter, and within the email they would send a link where you would download the Slack app on your phone. So every communication will now move from the email onto the Slack platform. They will migrate all of you onto the Slack platform, where you can be able to communicate and interact with the grant team, okay, real hand. So you have a coordinator in that group, where you can be able to channel all your problems, all your issues to them, and they are very quick in answering all your questions. So if you put anything there, within 1 hour, within 1 minute, 2 minutes, at most 1 hour, someone will get to apply. So it kind of make communication seamless and efficient for them. So you will be migrated onto the Slack platform. Okay, so now let's say you have been able to secure a visa, you are ready to travel, okay, for the conference. There are some things you will need to take along, okay, to the conference. Now when you fly over to the airport, when you finally arrive, by then they would have sent you an Uber voucher. This Uber voucher can be used to take Uber from airport to your hotel. Now get to know that this Uber voucher cannot be activated outside the US. Okay, so whilst we are within the airport, whilst we have access to internet connectivity, almost all airports have this Wi-Fi connectivity. So you connect to it, then you activate the Uber voucher. When you activate it, then you use that to get an Uber to your hotel. So when you arrive, let's say the program usually starts Sunday, okay, Sunday up to Friday. So when you arrive at your hotel, they group all the grant recipients in one particular hotel. So you realize that you find colleagues, you find friends, you find people who are within the grant group waiting to be booked in to the hotel. So usually, with my experience, the hotel room usually begins at 12 in the afternoon or 1, because they will need to, people have to check out. Check out time is 12. So people have to check out of the room, make the room clean before you check in. Okay, so there is this hotel. They will take care of your luggage. If you want to drop your luggage, they will take your luggage, keep it in a safe place, and then you can just go and do registration. Okay, you need to register to get your conference pass. That will be your pass credential wherever you go, because securities at the conference venues and some of the sessions you attend, they will need to scan your badge. So without these badges, you cannot enter any of the conference rooms. So you drop your bag with the hotel, and then you head over to the registration center. You go and register. They will get you your badge so that you can be able to get into the conference. So on the Sunday, that is where you do most of these stuff. So when you are done with registration, you come back. By then the rooms might be ready, so they check you in, they give you your room number, they give you your access key, and then you when you get to the hotel room, you make a call, then they will bring your luggages to you. So I'm just sharing my experience with what I experienced. Now, so on that same Sunday, well, I have been there twice. The first year was kind of disorderly, so the second year they arranged things a little bit better, where on the same Sunday we went for this ring, I don't know what the name is. Okay, so all the grant recipients, okay, we went out for that ring kind of thing. I don't really know the name. If I get the name, I'll put it out here, so that we get to socialize with fellow group members, fellow recipients. That was the initial thing they do on Sundays. So on Monday, that is where the keynotes begins. So keynotes are the major highlights of the program. This is where top executives of AWS come to make announcement of new features, new products, or new features they have added on to their existing services, how they have improved upon some of the services. This is where they make all the announcements, and then they tell you how you can be able to use them. So this is majorly about new updates. So it is mostly delivered by the top executives of AWS. You will certainly find the CEO coming up, the vice president, the top executives delivering this kind of speech. Okay, so on Monday, that is where you can be able to take your lunch. During lunch time, it's almost like 12 to 1, where you can get your lunch. And then with the lunch, there is this, I'm giving you tips. Okay, with the lunch, you can eat your hot meals. After that, there is this package that they've done. Okay, you can just pick one for the dinner, because they don't serve dinner, they only serve breakfast and lunch. Okay, but then the people in charge of the food will just encourage you to just pick one of them. Okay, you can just pick one. Sometimes it's a kind of dessert or snacks or drinks or something, so it's kind of in a package, so you can just pick one of them, go and put it in your fridge, so that dinner time you can be able to eat, or you can just order food. But usually throughout all the week during dinner, there are companies who are having dinner, so you can just register with them so that you can be able to. There are a lot of companies having dinners in the evening, so food might not be an issue. Certainly food will not be an issue, so you can hop onto any of the companies, sign up with them, or register. You attend dinner with them, or they tell you their product, and then you have access to dinner. So for food should not be a problem. Food wasn't a problem at all, because there are lots of food. You can eat whatever you want. Eat whatever you want once you are okay. But you should be mindful of the fact that they assign time for it. So I think it's 12 to 1. If it's above 1, by the time you go there, they might have closed the doors to the dining hall, very big hotel, very big hall where you can sit. So be mindful of time. And then the breakfast is like around 7 to 8. Yes, 7 to 8. So you should also be mindful of that. By the time you go, they might have closed the place so that you won't get food, because they are also using time. They are also using time. Okay, you need to be mindful of that. So on Tuesdays, usually there are some programs that are only limited to the grant team, not necessarily any attendee. So some of the things are reserved for only the grant team. So Tuesdays, Wednesdays, you attend your sessions. You when you register, you will have to pick your sessions, which sessions you will be attending. You choose, you pick them, and then throughout the whole week you attend sessions. Be sure to choose not just compound sets, because you'll be tired. You won't be able to attend all the sessions. So you just have to choose wisely and then attend these sessions. So there is an expo. Expo is for various companies who are there to showcase their products. Okay, so you go there, you see any company, you approach them, they tell you whatever they do. They may have a demo for them to demonstrate for you. They may have swags, t-shirts, socks, books, pens. They give to you as well. So the expo is one of the ways to get to know different companies, to learn about their products, what they are doing in relation to Amazon or AWS cloud services. Okay, the expo is big. You can just go. On Thursday, the grant team holds a dinner service. So this is exclusive only to the grant team, where they meet various grant participants. They interact. They bring on board some of the VPs of AWS, some top executives, to mingle with them, and then they have dinner together. So this is where they give out some t-shirts, some gifts for the recipients, and then this is where they give out the stipend. Okay, this is where they give out stipend. So you need to be around in this particular session. And then after that, they have time to mingle with AWS staff. They call it the happy hour, where you mingle with so many of AWS staff. You interact with them. You want to find out how they got AWS jobs, what they do, so many things, interaction. So they give you that opportunity so that you network with AWS staff. We dance, we sing, do all sorts of things. So they call it happy hour. They give us that opportunity to mingle with them, and it's very nice experience. And in the evening, Thursday evening, we have what you call the replay. The replay, this is where everything is not about just coming to learn. You have time to chill, as in dance around. So this is where they invite top DJs, sometimes musicians. They come around and then they play music, and then you dance. You have a nice time, because by then, this is on Thursday, so by then you would have been so exhausted. You want to wind down with some music and all that. So it's a very good experience going for replay. But then you should be mindful that during replay, it is very cold in the night, around 10, 11 thereabout. It's really cold. So if you are going, you should put on something heavy to fight the cold. Other than that, you will chill. Okay, you'll be so cold. Friday, usually sessions close around 12. Yeah, by 12, I think by 12 all sessions would have closed, and then you are on your way out. There is this thing I would want to now. If your flight, okay, because by 12 you should be checking out of the hotel room. If your flight, usually international, if your flight is around 5, or maybe Saturday or Sunday, that is for international flight, those who are flying outside US, okay, you would want to notify the grant team that, because on Fridays you are all expected to move or check out of the hotel rooms. But then if your flight, international flight, is on Saturday or Friday evening, you should inform the grant team immediately. That is when you will come. That is on Monday or Sunday. You should have informed them, because if you don't check out, okay, all those bills will be on AWS. They wouldn't want that. Okay, so you need to inform them. And sometimes I heard from other people that if you don't check out, the rooms will lock. Yeah, because you are not putting your card. Usually when you check in a hotel, you will have to put your card, okay, on it, your Visa card, such that if there are breakages or you extend your time, it automatically takes from your card. Because AWS is the one paying for all these things, they don't let you put your card on it. So by experience, what some of my fellow recipients told me was that around 12 or 1, you can't access the room again. Okay, so around that time you cannot access the hotel rooms again. So what you need to do is that for you to have that access, you need to inform the grant team way ahead, so that they can extend your schedule. By then they would have inspected your booking, okay, to know that your flight will be in the evening or on Saturday, so that they can extend your hotel room for you. You just don't have to assume that it will be done. By then 12/1, all your access cards will be invalid. You cannot be able to access the room. So by then you should be checking out of the hotel room. Okay. The other thing is that the stipend they will give you is not physical cash. It will be some kind of credit card. Okay, some kind of credit card. Don't make the mistake of flying the card outside United States, because you will need to activate the card whilst you are in US. So what most of us did was that the ones that we needed the cash. So your fellow recipients, when you tell them, some of them, most of them are coming from the US. Okay, so they can be able to take the card and then exchange with cash for you. So there are two ways. When you get the card, there are instructions on it to activate. So if you really plan on exchanging for cash, there's no point activating the card. Okay, but then if you activate the card, you need to give the PIN to the one who make or exchange the card. So you just have to find someone who will be interested in the card and then get you money for it. Other than that, you'll have to spend everything before you leave. If you leave outside United States, you cannot activate the card. You cannot use it outside United. That is how they program the card. So that is one tip you should know. One of the things I would suggest is that you bring a big luggage with a lot of space. This is because you'll be given so many swags that if you bring a small luggage, they cannot fit into it. Yes, you will have so many t-shirts, so many swags, that if your luggage is not big enough, you cannot, or if you don't have space in your luggage, let me put that, if you don't have space in your luggage, you cannot be able to contain all these swags they will be given to you. Okay, the next thing I'll talk about is come with flat shoes. Don't bring this. Come with flat shoes. Now, this is the map of conference venues. They are scattered around, okay, and most of the time you will need to walk. There are buses around, shuttle buses that will pick you from one point to the other point. When you check Google Maps, Google Map can tell you that, okay, it's 15 minutes. So you take shuttle from one end to another hotel where you have the conference venue. But then, even when you enter the particular hotel where you have your session, I'm telling you, you can walk like 15 minutes within the same hotel. You can walk like 15 minutes, 20 minutes looking for the venue for your session. So you will walk a lot. When you are done with one session, the other session is in another hotel. So you'll be walking a lot. Okay, so you have to bring flat shoes or comfortable shoes which will enable you to walk efficiently without having legs on your toes. So bring comfortable shoes. I would advise not to bring this one because you are going to be walking a lot. Okay. The next thing which I recommend is foldable water bottle. You can get any water bottle fine, but the foldable ones, when they are empty, you can be able to fold them and place them in your bags. When you want to rely on getting water at the hotel, honestly, they are very expensive. Except that if you can afford, fine. But then when you go for your sessions, they've placed water cans around, okay, where you can be able to fill your bottle up, drink, and then you can fill it. So usually what I do is that when I'm coming back to the hotel, because the water in the hotel rooms, the bottle, they are quite expensive, okay, to be honest with you, they are very expensive. This is Las Vegas, where people get money and then they go and spend over there. So but water is very, very expensive. So you might want to go with water bottle so that I can be able to fill them up. Okay, for me, I bought the the foldable ones. Okay, they are very foldable. When it's empty, you can be able to fold them and put them in your bag. So I have put a link in this so that if you need one, you click on that, you can be able to buy foldable water bottle. Okay, the next one I'll talk about is backpack. You should carry a backpack. I've also linked something like this, the one with the USB is it that USB port or something where you can be able to charge your phone. Please get to know that you would have to buy power bank. That one to have linked a description below if you need a power bank, so that you can be able to put it in the backpack so that you can be able to connect, because you are always on your phone checking for information, checking for directions, Google Maps and all that. So you may run out of power. There are some sockets around, very few sockets, but by the time you go there, someone is charging his phone. You cannot be able to charge you. But if you have the power bank, which I've linked in the description below, you can be able to buy and then use whilst you are working, because you will work for a long distance. You'll be on your phone looking for directions, Google Maps, know that you run out of power. So what I suggest is that you come with these things. Okay, if you are getting value so far, please subscribe to the channel. Now when you are done for the day, that is on Friday, they will send you an email requesting for a survey. Okay, now this survey is very, very important. I suggest you do it, in the sense that they gather all this information and improve upon the ABW, the services they provide us. Okay, for instance, in my survey, the suggestions that I raised was the fact that they should give more representation to Africans. Okay, there were some Africans who came to the event, but then they were resident in the United States. But I made mention that they should consider those of us who be flying out of Africa. And the first one, we had quite a few. I think I was the only Ghanaian, but there were other Nigerians. But the subsequent, the next one we went, we had close to about 10 Ghanaians coming from, flying all the way from Ghana. Okay, so I realized that the suggestions you put in the survey, they read and then they implement it. I'm sure somebody made mention the first time we went, we were scattered around the hotels. Okay, some were in different hotels, others were in different hotels. It made kind of coordination very, very difficult. But the second one we went, we were all grouped in the same hotel. I'm sure somebody made mention of that and then they implemented it. So during the survey, please be sure to put in your honest suggestions, what you think they can do to make things better. And I'm sure they will review it and then implement it. So this has been my journey so far with how I was able to attend reInvent for free, because the All Builders Welcome Grant provided me with that opportunity to travel for free. And I want to say thank you to AWS for bringing up this program such that we who could not even afford could have the opportunity to come to reInvent. Now there's a second part we call the mentorship program. Now the mentorship program, ideally when you apply for the grant, you have only one chance to apply. You cannot apply twice. But then the mentorship program gives you an opportunity for you to go again the second time. This time you are going to be a mentor to guide the new people who will be coming. So the mentorship program is not made public as with the grant program where you find it on their website and then apply. No, what they do is that they send an email to those who came the previous year, who were the recipients of the grant. They have their emails, they group them into one group, then they shoot them that email. So when they shoot them that email, they tell them to apply for this mentorship program. What the mentorship does is you are going to be a mentor, you are going to be a guide for the new ones coming. So the problems you encountered, the benefits you encountered, you are now going to relay that information to the new recipient. So you have another chance to go for reInvent. So that was how I was able to go for reInvent 2 years in a row. The first one as a recipient, the second one as a mentor. But the mentor is a closed group where it is not broadcast to everybody publicly for others to have to apply. No, it is only broadcasted to the group that came the previous year for them to apply, so that they can be as a guide, they can be as mentors to the new ones coming up. And I'm so grateful to AWS All Builders Grant Program, All Builders Welcome Grant Program, for providing me with such opportunity. Please subscribe to the channel and share comments for others to know. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section and I'll be glad to answer you. If this has been valuable to you, please subscribe, put in your comment, put in share for us, for others to know. See you in the next video.